Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to another episode of my Gems of War Let's Play. In this episode we are going to be conquering the world. Every single last kingdom we're going to be taking over in this episode. But before we do this, it is a Golvania event week and they ended up buffing Bat by quite a bit. So I'm going to try gambling here with 10 event chests and see if we can actually end up pulling a Bat. Because Crimson Bat right now is going to be ridiculous in early game because it now gains 16 HP at all levels when it casts its ability. So that is a ridiculous amount of HP. That's going to make him survive like forever. So let's just see if we can get it. We're going to do these 10. We're going to confirm it. And let's do it one by one. More suspense. Lamia, Grave Knight, War Sphinx. Oh, we got the event troop. Flesh Golem. Lamia again, Grave Knight, another Flesh Golem, another Grave Knight, Black Beast, and we did not get him, which I wasn't expecting to get him too much, but we did get the new event troop, so we don't actually have to spend the glory to get him now. He's kind of interesting. He steals armor from an enemy, which he then gains, deals 4 true damage to them, which is not raised by magic. The armor steal is raised by magic. And then drains their mana, and half of it goes to him. So that is actually pretty interesting. He'd be fairly well early game. His traits work pretty well early game too. The problem is he's an epic, so the amount of trait stones you'd need to actually get these first 2 traits wouldn't be worth getting. But he's a decent troop. You might want to try him out. You get him from the event chest this week if you want to get him. But unfortunately, we did not get a Crimson Bat. How event chests work, because I don't think I've explained in a Let's Play video, is event chests. There's a new event every single week in this game, and on whatever event it is, you can get event troops based on the event chest. So right now it's Golvania. So right now all epics and legends that drop will be from Golvania. Every single thing that drops is from this chest is ultra rare and higher, and they have the same drop rate as gem chests, except that they're focused only on the event only on the event kingdom. So you can focus down like legends and stuff like that. Like the only legend that can possibly drop from this chest right now is the Crimson Bat. So if you wanted something like him, there he is right now. You definitely want to try to get a bunch of event chests. Like right now, if I click into Golvania, click show all, these are all the drops that would come. And the main reason why I wanted to get Crimson Bat is he deals true damage to all, and then he got a buff. It normally would only do 8 life gain, but it just got buffed on Monday to 16, so that is a lot of life gain. Anyways, let's go into a PvP battle so we can finally get level 25. At level 25, you can unlock every single kingdom in the game. So at that point, you'd if you have the gold, you can just buy every single kingdom. There's about I think 10 kingdoms that actually unlock once you get to level 20. So that's quite a few. It's somewhere around 10. I didn't actually count them beforehand. I probably should have. But it's a ridiculous amount. Just between videos, I mainly just been doing some PvP and a lot of maps. Like you saw right there, we just got a free map. We didn't even need to use Tyree. If you haven't completed Zolkari Kingdom yet, you'll definitely want to. That's where you get Tyree. I'm keeping my Tyree at level 11 because that's the lowest level that she gets 8 destroyed gems, which is the perfect amount for her. Once she starts getting more than that, you'll just want to keep leveling her. But if you can get her to stay at just 8, that is ideal for her. So try keeping her at 8 magic for as long as you can. Or 8 gems destroyed, not 8 magic. And I got my Rowani as high as she can be leveled for her rarity. I'll explain Ascension later on, but what Ascension basically does is it ends up making a troop able to, it gains more stats, and it makes them to the next rarity so that they can be leveled further. It doesn't increase their soul cost or trait stone cost or the Ascension amount, but it allows you to make them even stronger, even though right now it's capped at epic. And I've also been starting to work on trying to get my Valkyrie leveled up because she gets a lot more souls. I think she gets 4 once she gets up to level 16 or 15. I forget exactly the level she gets for next magic. and she gets a lot more once you get her fully to Mythic, but that's a long mile away for us. I don't even have her at Ultra Rare yet. But let's just go back to this match here. Let's do some damage. I've also been doing arena, so not too much. I think I've only done 2 or 3 arena matches so far. That's where the main place you're going to be getting all of your souls, aside from maps and the few that Valkyrie will be giving you. Let's use this on green. We'll get exactly enough to recast. Plus, we got our second map this match. So we're getting a lot of maps here. Let's use this on purple so we get our cast again. No map that time. We've already gotten quite a few. It looks like he's going to be getting a lot of mana here, but it's not too big a deal. Rwani will just be able to clean up. I should get her ability next though, just to make sure this doesn't get out of hand. He's actually going to have that ability up. I want him to use it before I kill someone, or he's just going to make another thing that will tank all my damage. Because he summons a Thrall at level 7 if he happens to have it that high. So, let's see here. I guess I'll just take, I'll destroy with this. Let's see. I'll do reds actually, so I'll fill both of these. We'll take the skulls. I'll do this because it'll leave it with 1 HP. And hopefully he'll cast that instead of that. Nope, it didn't. So we're gonna have to delay it. Oh no, and my Ronnie was the healthiest, so he just knocked down all of my damage. That's not too big a deal though. Let's use it on these browns because that's the color we're not using. You'll definitely want, if you're not using a color and you have a converter, you definitely want to try aiming at the colors you don't use at all, just to maximize the colors that you do on the board. Let's see here. You can see there's a Sculptor here and a Sculptor here. Hopefully he won't take the middle one. Oh, never mind. I gotta take that. Didn't even see that. And what I was just about to say is completely irrelevant now, but if you like C2 matches on the board, and you have a ability or something up, it's usually better to take the ability, let them take the skull, and then you take the last skull. So their move might cascade into something that you can use instead. But that's not relevant now, so let's just use this. He will be able to cast that off, but that's not too big a deal. We'll just get our Crude Club back up, and that might even be able to kill what he summons, because it's so weak. Yep, exactly enough. So that's not big a deal. Already down. Let's see here. I will do this. I'll get Valkyrie back up so we can get our Rwani to cast again. Let's use it on brown again because we don't need brown.
Mana surge.
Got that back up. And I'm going to take this instead so we can kill the knight, and then I'm going to cast it. Any skulls? Any fours? I don't see any. So let's cast. And we'll just skull that, and I think Ronnie might be able to clean the rest of that up. I can barely even see this board right now because I just got a new pair of glasses. So like, if any of you like know what it feels like when you get the new pair, just like everything's just so, it's so different, like the vision that you're seeing compared to your normal vision, and I'm still trying to get adjusted to those. But as you see there, we just leveled to 25. I think we get a stat here. Okay, we don't get a stat, but we've got the milestone of 25. I'll go blue here, which will now be able to unlock every single kingdom in Cristaria. So let's go back to the map screen, and you'll see that every single one here will now be blue, and we can just buy them all up. And let's get this tribute real quick, see if we actually get any tributes. No, we do not. Let's go buy everything. Buy you. Okay, we got Stormine. 15, 65%. We're going all the way. Glacial Peaks, the most recent kingdom. And that interesting banner with no symbol on it. It's the only banner that doesn't have a symbol on it for some reason. Now we're at 70%. Magnium Woods, Magrim. Wolfspan. There we go. 17 at 74%. Sword's Edge. Oh, I'll definitely have enough gold to do all of these. I thought like earlier that I wouldn't, but okay. 18 Kingdoms, 78%. Groshnak. And we got that. Let's see, how much percent does that bring us to? 19 at 83%. Let's go to Blighted Lands. And that's also an interesting banner. There's all the new banners for kingdoms that are going to be coming will have a +2, a +1, and a -1 because all other combinations have been taken. So those will have some really good, interesting combinations and uses once the rest of them start coming in, newer kingdoms. But there we go. We have 21 on 91%. And is Wild Plains the last one? I can't even remember at this point. We'll find out in a second. And that is 22 at 96%. So I forgot one somewhere. There it is, Drifting Sands. And that will bring us at 100%. Right there. There we go, all 23 kingdoms. 100% as currently in this game. So we now own every single kingdom in this Let's Play series. So we'll now be able to get a lot more tribute chance. We'll be getting quite a few more masteries on our hero for mana surges and things like that. So that'll be a lot of fun too. Let me just go into my mail real quick. The devs are actually really good about compensating for server issues and stuff like this. Like, I think it was Sunday, servers were down for about 6 hours. It was slow for about 10 hours straight, counting to 6 hours, and they end up compensating for 2 gem keys, 8,000 gold, 50 glory, and 200 souls. So the devs really are good for compensating and things like that. I absolutely love the PC and mobile side of the support for Gems of War. They are some of the best devs I've ever seen in the game, and they are really good about compensating for any issues and fixing things in a realistic time frame. And this is whenever you finish a PvP week, as long as you do at least one battle, regardless of how high you finish globally, you automatically get an extra 500 gold and 50 souls. So that's another little extra little peak to go up. So let's just go through a couple more keys since we're already here. Let's do these 2 gold keys. Oh, and we got a Savasi out of that. And Runesmith, you're useless, but Savasi, you're kind of also useless, but it steals attack from an enemy, which is boosted 3 to 1 based on how many blues and converts to purple. It's okay, troop. You won't really need it at all, especially since it's an epic. The problem with epics is they take a lot of trait stones to level up compared to ultra rares and less. So most epics you won't really need to be trading. Like even that Rowani that I have on my team right now and I keep using because she's so powerful in the early game and pretty much throughout the entire game. But you don't really need a trader because they cost so much, and on her particular, they don't do too much for you, especially for their cost. But let's go to some glory keys. Let's open some of these, explain anything new. Got another Miststalker right off the front. Oh, we got Dolkofer. Or Dolkofer? I have no clue how you pronounce this. But he deals 10 damage to all... This is actually a really good card, too. Probably actually one of the best cards in the early game. I might need to consider doing a team with him later. He is a bit slow, but he is really good for not losing. He deals 10 damage randomly split among all enemies. He does that constantly at all levels. And then he summons a giant spider, which is based on his magic. A giant spider converts all gems of a color to purple, and then summons a little spider swarm. So this troop summons a troop that summons a troop. If you followed all that. So you can just keep summon cycling through him, and the giant spider that he summons is green, blue, and the little spider swarm that summons is red. So it covers 5 colors with just one troop. Because as soon as a troop dies, you can summon the giant spider, and then that giant spider summons a little spider swarm. It just keeps looping like that. It's pretty interesting. His traits are awful, but like I said, you don't really need to upgrade epics anyways, especially this early. And we got Ven Barak. He is a little weak. Again, you probably won't be needing him. He's one of the only few troops in this game right now that has the disease ability. It deals damage to all enemies, and then a 30% chance of disease. Disease just cuts the mana that a troop can get by half. Currently, it is basically just half the effective silence, which is kind of weird. It's a weird mechanic that was added to the game. I don't know if they might adjust it or find other things to like boost it, but we'll find out in the future. Right now, you don't really need him. Oh, we also got Sacrificial Priest, which is just added recently. You can see by this text that it is a mouthful. It does quite a bit, but it's actually a really decent troop if you have Abrath. It sacrifices an ally, deals 12 damage randomly split among enemies, boosted by the sacrifice attack, which is at 1-to-1. And this 12 is a static 12 damage at all levels. What the magic raises is the level of the Abrath you summon, and it is a 30% summon an Abrath. This is really good troop if you actually have Abrath, but the problem is Abrath is a legend, and if you don't have him and you have this troop, the new summoning system will cap that Abrath at only level 1. So unless you actually have Abrath, you won't really need Sacrificial Priest. If you do have Abrath, he's definitely something to consider, especially early on, because that combination can be quite deadly early. Oh, we got the Yeti. Remember when I said not to get that 300 glory troop last week? Well, this is why. It's already in the chest, and we just got it for free. So, yeah. That's why. Okay, let's keep going. Oh! One other thing that this event switch on Monday did is Summer Imps are now in the drop pool, and I think the Imp of Love and the Winter Imp dropped out. Or maybe it was the Spring Imp. I can't even remember right now. But 2 of them dropped out. Summer Imp got in, and we just got him, which is quite a surprise. It deals 6 damage randomly split among enemies. It creates 7, and that damage is boosted by magic. All of these creates 7 red gems, and if it kills someone, it gains 8 magic. It is an interesting troop. I might need to try this out, because this is basically like an advanced version of the Steam Turret, which is actually really good. It gets decent traits, but we obviously won't be doing any of them since it's a legend. And the primals cost even more traits. It's 12 arcanes for the first one, and then 6 for the other. But we might need to try him out sometime. He's pretty good early. We also have Keghammer, which is also a fairly decent troop, which is very underused these days. It deals 5 damage to an enemy, and does double if they are a giant. So he's a very strong giant counter. But what he also does is he lowers the target's magic by 5, which early game, that's basically all the magic that a troop has. So you can really just completely devastate the spell that a troop has by using this. So Keghammer actually is pretty good early game. Also, Keghammer, if you want him, you do get him at the end of the quest line of Stormheim. And we got Naga Queen. This was a recent event troop, which is actually a really good Marauder troop. I might need to find a team for her later, too. The main reason why I haven't been showing other teams lately is early game, you're basically just going to be sticking with one good farm team that has, like, Tyree, your hero with the Crude Club on the Warlord class, and whatever 2 or 1 other troops you really want to put with it, so that you can farm. You won't have many options in leveling a lot of different teams early on, but once you get a first solid team leveled up, you can really start expanding from there. But anyways, this troop is really good. It transforms all brown gems to red, then gives all allies life, and that boosts by the convert ratio at 3-to-1. So quite a bit of HP there, really good support. And it's a Marauder, which works really good with other Marauders. We also got Winter Wolf. This is from the new Kingdom of Glacial Peaks, and is really good early on as well. It freezes and places Hunter Mark on the first troop, deals 5 damage to them, and then if there are 10 or more blue gems, it spawns another 5 blue gems. A really good troop to have with Valkyrie, because there's no mana conflict. And you definitely want to try getting this thing traded early on, because it also gets Shatter. So it'll deal 2 times to an enemy, and then it also has Hunter's Mark, which that whole combination will be 4 times to an enemy, which is basically going to kill anything you hit, as long as it doesn't have a armored, stone skin, or granite trait, which reduces skull damage. And that seems to be it for this one. So let's do, or I think it was, yeah. Let's do another 50, see if we can get anything. And we got Emperina. Emperina is okay. You probably won't need it too much. It is really good early game because it has a full heal. It completely heals and cleanses an ally. Completely heal, what a full heal does is it brings a troop up to whatever their max HP is. So like there are abilities that raise a troop's max HP like this. Even he does it. He gives life to an ally, and that's raised by magic. And what this troop will do is she will completely heal them up to whatever their max life is. And max life gains by all these give life things. So you can start to get a really tanky troop that can never die with this. Again, you won't need to trade it because it costs too much. But it's definitely a decent troop to consider. If the main problem I hate with it is a bit slow for the team. It's the same reason why I don't like using Sunweaver or other buffers in the team. Because troops like this take too long to fill. And then they have to buff and everything like that. But if you do want this troop, you do get her at the end of the Kazale questline. Let's see, anything else here worth mentioning? Anything new? Nope. So I think that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.